watching Eye on Ocean County. I'm Christina Sico. My guests this half hour are teammates not only at home, but also at the workplace. They're the Jersey Shore's only husband and wife morning show duo. You can catch Bob and Marianne Levy every weekday morning from 6 to 10 a.m. on Good Time Oldies, WOBM AM, 1160 and 1310. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
And I also see you brought along a little furry friend. This is Tiramisu, and does she come everywhere with you guys?
Yeah, usually we take somebody with us. I'm a huge dog fanatic, as our listener friends know, so I never really go anywhere without one.
Part of the family.
Without him, maybe, but not without them.
Right, I can understand being married myself. I'd rather you take
No, you can't. You just think you can.
Try sitting across from your husband for 4 hours every morning,
Yeah.
this far away.
How do you guys do? I mean, how is it? I mean, you drive to work together, and you're at work together, and you go home. I mean,
No,
what is it like?
No, it's okay. We may go in together, but we don't speak on the way. And when we get home, we're all talked out, and we don't feel a necessity to talk to each other. So we get through whole days without exchanging a word. And if you stop and think about it, I'll bet most husbands and wives don't talk together for a total of 4 hours a day.
So is that the secret to a happy marriage, is not talk at home?
Who said happy? Who said happy?
Nice, good going.
Instant words in my mouth.
Right?
Yeah, it's you get used to anything. I mean, it's nice to have a job that's not a job. Do you know what I mean? It's I see people doing real work, and I go like this. So I don't call it a job, but it's a little bit difficult getting up 4 o'clock every morning. Not
Yes,
the
you guys are
getting
morning
up as
people.
much as the fact that you miss a lot. I'm a very
Yeah,
sports
but we're off
oriented
by
guy.
10, so there's nothing to do the rest of the day, and that's great. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
I can't watch a baseball game to conclusion or Monday Night Football. I can't do it. It's
That's
not
what the
worth
DVR's for.
it. No, it's not the same.
That's what my husband says. He's like, you can't
No.
watch sports unless it's live.
And
everything
yeah,
I
if you
say.
know the result, forget about it. It's no.
But that's what they say. They say find a job you love, and then you don't have to work a day in your life. And in your case, I mean, you found someone you love, and you're working with them as well. I mean, what is that like for you, Marianne?
Wonderful for her.
It's easy. I mean, it's really easy because it's doing something that's natural. We have no script whatsoever. We just, everything is off the top of our heads. Like I was saying, how I feel very uncomfortable here in front of a camera. I am not a be out there sort of person. I like being behind the mic. I like being able to go to work and maybe not have to put my lipstick on or not having to put my makeup on and going with a pair of sweats or something and giving the illusion of, oh my God, she's all dressed up for work, like, when in fact I'm just rolling out of bed. So it's easy. It's easy. It's a nice job.
Now, you guys recently celebrated your 14th year anniversary. Congratulations to you guys.
On air.
On air.
Our 19th year married, 14 on air.
On air.
Believe me, that 14th anniversary on the air just blew by. We made a brief mention of it, and it was very, very little partying or
Just
celebrating.
listener friends, of which we call our listeners listener friends.
It's a nebulous number. To me, it's got to be 10, 15, 20. You're going to celebrate an
I
anniversary.
still think most marriages don't last 14 years, let alone
Working together, right?
Working together, and, so 19 years married, and then 14 years on the air together.
Well,
I mean,
think
that's a
it's-
huge accomplishment.
It's a big thing that once 10 o'clock hits, whatever happened during the morning, that's it. It's done. It's over. We've had fights on the air where I've walked off the set or walked off the studio. He strangled me one time on the air.
Oh, my
honest
goodness.
to God.
Thanks, man.
You're welcome. He
Out
did
of
that over
fun,
a chocolate chip
right?
cookie too.
Not really.
Yeah, no, not seriously, but he did. I cry on the air. Our listener friends know us. Our listener friends are an extended family, so they know what to expect. Like today was my granddaughter's birthday. Called her up on the phone, and Gia, Grandma, she's going to start crying.
She did.
And I started crying on the air, and then other listener friends would call. I know exactly what you mean. I'm a grandma too, and I'm very, very, very sentimental and very, what's the word I'm looking for? Help me.
Sounds very genuine. It sounds like it's an honest, portrayal of what you guys.
Oh yeah, we are what we are. What you hear is what you get.
Let me give you just a brief, our first day on the air. Now, I'd been in radio for years and years. I'd done everything. I was general manager, sales manager, sports director, you name it, okay? And the station was sold for the first time. And the new people wanted me to do this morning show. Would I be interested? Because they wanted my name, you know. They figured people turned on because I've been on Sundays for so long. So anyway, they said sure. So we talked it over, and I suggested Marianne and this fellow who's interviewing me. He didn't know me from Adam, and I said my wife, and he said, oh, he didn't even know I was married. He said, what's her background? I said, well, most recently, she's been a very successful hostess in a very successful Chinese restaurant. So he laughed and he said, you're kidding. I said, no. He said, go for it. So I get home and I tell her, guess what? You're starting a new job on Monday. She said, really? I said, yeah, you're going to be on the morning show with me on the AM station. She said, really? She said, I don't think the dishwasher's working right, or something to that effect. And that's how moved she was by it. So we come on without a clue what we're going to do. And within 10 minutes, I was so embarrassed. I said, I'm going to have to just leave radio altogether. Within 20 minutes, I said, I'm going to have to leave Ocean County. And within 30 minutes, I'm going to have to leave the country. I mean, you want to talk about bad. It was bad. So Kevin Williams, who you know, sends us a fax about 30 minutes in, and it says, Bob, don't worry, it can only get better. So at about 45 minutes in, and I'm going, what are we going to do? She says to me out of the blue, she says, you know what? I said, what? She says, this is really stupid. So a light went off in my head. I said, I got it. We'll call it the stupidest show in radio. So I started calling it that, and it worked out fairly well. And I mean, here we are 14 years later, and that's basically the history. We don't do any bad stuff. We try and stay away from bad news, depressing stuff. We do that on purpose. We told people in the beginning, if you want to wake up to bad news, you can find it without looking too hard. And so we just, and if I sometimes get like it's Sunday, she immediately says, hey, it's not Sunday, and I'll get onto a lighter subject. And that's us. And that's
so you guys work off of each other, it sounds like.
Yeah.
And you guys do a lot of like fun prizes and surprises. Talk to us about that, Marianne. What do you, what kind of energy do you bring to the show?
What kind of energy do I bring to the show?
And with the fun and the prize. All of it.
All the energy.
There's a lot of times I have to go, wait. We do birthdays, which is good wishes. We have listener friends call up and they extend good wishes to anyone, anywhere, because you can hear us online at WOBMAM.com. We do this day in history where we say, okay, this happened this day in history. We have word of the day, you know, and just little bitty things, helpful hints. I'm huge with helpful hints. And it's almost like I'm the Heloise on the radio. And I do say, these are not mine. You know, these are not I get them from all over the place. It's not, but people call up, I need this, I need that, and I'll be more than happy to help them out because I love it. I just love it. We have, like I said before, an extended family here in Ocean and Monmouth County. I have so many grandmas and grandpas. I have so many moms and dads, sisters and brothers, and we've been through, I'm going to start. I'm going to start.
I have so many children.
Yeah, right. But, I mean, we've been through so many things with our listener friends and their personal lives, and they've been through with us.
9/11.
And
9/11.
I'm talking personal
We
now.
were on. I mean, you know, toughest day for us in 14 years, no?
Yeah.
For everybody, I would say.
Yeah, it was. But, you know, we just connect with our listener friends because they can connect with us. When they turn on the radios in the morning, it's like we're company. We're company. A lot of people are coming down from up north. We have obviously a big senior population here. And they come down and maybe someone has lost, you know, their spouse. Now they have company in the morning, someone to have coffee with. They grew up with radio. They didn't grow up with television. They grew up with radio. So that's what they stick with. They like that. Somebody is in the house with them. And we talk to them. And they feel like they're being talked to. And they call us up and they'll say, oh, you did this wrong. I mean, we're caught a lot, you know, doing the wrong stuff. You said this wrong. No, this means that. This means that. And I love it. I love it. But then you got your people, too, that don't like you. Some people, we got these little old women that love Bob, okay? And they don't like me.
Yeah.
They don't like me. Then we have the men that like me that don't like Bob. Because, you know, for one reason or another, but you can't make everybody happy.
You can't please everybody, but it sounds
No.
like some of those listeners have like a comfort in hearing you guys every morning.
Oh, yeah, but they're still listening. That's just it. They may not like what they hear, but they're still listening. They'll call up and they'll complain. But it's, you know, we're still here, though.